क्लाइमेट का तो
देखिए इसको फिंगर तो नहीं है देखिए
फीड में और विंटर में क्या है विंटर साइड कोल्ड साइड वैरायटी नहीं होती विंटर में नहीं साउथ इंडिया में नहीं साउथ इंडिया में तो हो जाता है कोलकाता वेस्ट में भी हो जाता है गुजरात वगैरह में विंटर में भी होता है इधर ही अपने नहीं होता
वहाँ तो साउथ में तो
नॉर्थ
तो आपको ले लेते हैं
वो तो 3 टाइम घूम गए बढ़ता है कुछ एक वैरायटी फ्लावर ड्रॉप हो जाता है अगर बहुत ज़्यादा इतना नहीं हो रहा और बारिश का फर्क हो रहा है
क्या है ना सर अब वो परसों हरिद्वार में था तो वहाँ भी मतलब
वहीं से चले आए
हाँ
इसका जो इम्यूनिटी का एफिशिएंसी जो होता है क्या बोलते हैं प्रोटीन क्या बोलते हैं प्रोटीन एफिशिएंसी रेशियो is considered to be better than cereals and better than pulses. And pulses are known for the proteins. Pulse में प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि प्रोटीन जो है तो उसमें ट्रिप्टोफैन जो होता है वो कम होता है. So breeders are trying to improve this in pulses. Cereals में लाइसिन कम होता है तो उसको इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं. Okra seed protein is balancing both. Nobody has Egypt and northern Nigeria and all the places. Traditionally, what they do, maize. Now we have quality proper. And other investment became quality protein. So they, I पैसे वाले पैसा भी नहीं होता वेल प्लान थॉट स्क्रीन पे जो हम मुझे दे दो It's all about something relative. Listen to you. Keep putting it in many variety इतना भी अच्छा हो अगर ऊपर ज़्यादा टूरिस्ट कर लेगा उसका दाम नहीं मिलेगा but those will take much more time. Once you have fortification program in a country, it comes to what public policies are so many things, but nobody will want to be more than yes. Interested in that, basically in biometrical genetics training.
कारण पता है क्या जा मत पकड़ा अभी जैसे चल रहा है चलने दो
मंडी ले ली
ऐसा है
दिखाएगा ये
ऐसे ही होगा हाँ
काफ़ी लोग आ गए कि भाई बारिश होने से तो ओकरा में सब सोच रहे थे कि बहुत लोग नहीं आ पाएंगे इसलिए भी बुलाया गया था लेकिन सभी लोग आए
हाँ औरंगाबाद में दिस इज ऑल्सो yeah, invert may not be there. Most of the things will be all upward. No, this may be hybrid. That
different.
That one.
Next.
Canopy.
I can go this way.
Limiting caterpillars. Okay, limiting caterpillars.
borer I think. But ಅದು ರಾಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
See, green color flying, no? That is only acid. Amraska bipupla. That creates major one. See, shoot and fruit borer, only 20 to 30% infection will be there. That can be easily crossed. That by insecticide spraying, you can easily remove. There will not be much problem. But acid, very difficult. It is very difficult to control. That's what we people generally will washing. You wash with running water. Then afterwards you should not throw that water.
Yeah, this looks the best. It's out of the system. Control? Yeah, maybe. I kind of find it difficult to switch.
See the what is defect you are seeing in this Supriya? You see here. What Gayatri? You see what is the defect you are seeing this fruit? Market no. This yellow ring, the down may yellow ring hai na. This yellow ring is not preferable character. Nobody likes this one. So this is a disadvantage. See everywhere. Though they will cut this portion, but market preference will be come ho jayega. Here there it is not that much. Here it is
This is a
typical.
consumer preference. Mean consumer will not like.
No. This particular ring they won't like.
No, they will think it's already overaged. No, practically.
See this much thick, no, people won't like it. No, see how it is. That one, you can see that one. Here also it is not that much, but here this attachment portion will be so too bulky.
Okay, sir. This is for all red varieties, sir, or
All red varieties are like that. Most of the red varieties, but here it is lesser. Pusa lal bindi one. It is less.
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ thick ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಓವರ್ ಮೆಚೂರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿ
so it is heavy now. So what is the disadvantage for that, sir?
Preference will not be there. Here it is okay. Here it's not that much. Here it is अच्छा है. Preference will be good. There's something they were saying. I don't know what is that. That's why Ravishankar and all they coming.
Pilots also where the F1 is both male sterile, female sterile, there is no reduction division. So until unless you develop the amphidiploid, you cannot proceed further.
Yes.
So these difficulties are there. Luckily, Colgis is working. So we can overcome.
This line we are developing wide species, highly mites and PLC highly.
This is cultivated type.
And I'll use some
Final state material.
हा जो आहे ना लिनियर थोडा आहे ह्याच्यापेक्षा तो सुंदर
माझ्यामध्ये मी तो पुण्याहून जो आणलेला होता तर माझं कलेक्शन पुण्याचं होतं त्याच्यामध्ये आपण खूप
ससेप्टिव्हिटी असं
माइल्ड ELCV आहे ती
त्यामध्ये जे आहे हायली रेसिस्टंट
पण ते सुद्धा कोणाला
YVMB ELCV अँड माइट्स
इसको आप डाल दीजिए
सब अच्छा है सब
ये अभी इस तरह से ठीक लग रहा है तो इसमें में टैग भी कर रखे हैं इसमें सर बहुत ELCV बहुत आता है सीवियर इसमें देखिए ना ELCV इतना ऐसा है ये भी वाइल्ड है ये वाइल्ड
That's why I was not doubt. Cycle नहीं है, white flower ना. White flower growth तो नहीं है.
अभी नहीं अभी आएगा आ रहा है ना ये स्टार्ट हुआ है सर ये सारे फेकल नहीं है सर तो इसमें हमारे लेकिन हमारे यहाँ सर मोस्टली ना दे ELCV देखिए ना वो हमारा इनेशन यहाँ पूरा यू विल सी इनेशन देयर ना वेरी सीवियर पूरे में हम इसको देख रहे हैं कि हमारे यहाँ बहुत सीवियर इनेशन इसमें आ रहा है यहाँ पर दिखाइए इसके पत्ते के नीचे दिखाइए इनेशन दिखता है ये इसके नीचे कभी नहीं दिखता है
वाइट फ्लावर है ना
वाइट फ्लावर से
ये टेट्राफाइल
इसमें देखिए ना किस तरह का है भयंकर
वाइट से जैसे नहीं आता
टेट्राफाइलस से
This is just it's only. Just injury.
अभी होगा हाँ जर्सीड भी मैं नहीं कह रहा हूँ जर्सीड का भी दूसरा टैग आता है वो उससे भी करनी होती है ओनली कपिंग ना और स्टंटिंग और लिप साइज रिडक्शन नहीं होता उसकी ज़्यादा लिप साइज रिड्यूस नहीं हो जाएगा और कपिंग ओनली
किसके साथ
मोशर के साथ क्लास में
डॉक्टर साहब इसमें वो ब्रांचिंग पैटर्न आ रहा
जी जी सर
डोंट फॉरगेट दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट
ठीक सर अब फ्रूट भी देखिए ना कितना लंबा हो गया था अब देखिए
वो फ्रूट बढ़ जाएगा
वो ये छोटा नहीं तो मोस्टैटस का इतना बड़ा रहता है और तो बड़ा सा रहता है स्पाइन फ्री थोड़ा सा है लेकिन स्पाइन
दिस प्रोडक्टिव ब्रांच
बहुत है मुस्लिम बहुत है
प्रोडक्टिव ब्रांचिंग इज एक्सट्रीमली
तो ये भी दिखा सकते हैं लोग ये देखिए दिस इज दी ना बैक क्रॉस पॉपुलेशन ऑफ दिस मोस्टैटस ना
किसके साथ है सर?
मोस्टैटस के साथ है
उसका दूसरा
you have that primary secondary branches the middle portion
yes sir that character telling na
Yeah.
the branch is coming yes sir that I will remember that sir and I will cut that this time one replication I will cut I will see the how the branch is
when the last part is over you remove
क्रॉस है क्या डॉक्टर साहब ये?
ये सर दिस इज द बैक क्रॉस पॉपुलेशन ऑफ मोस्टैटस ना
स्टेटस
तो इसमें देखिए थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ है ब्रांचिंग करेक्टर वी आर गेटिंग फ्रूट साइज इम्प्रूव हुआ थोड़ा सा राइट स्पाइन्स आर देयर फ्रूट में स्पाइन्स हैं
BC1 F1 है सर?
स्टेरिलिटी इसमें इम्प्रूव हो गई वहाँ से फर्टिलिटी
वहाँ क्या है ना पॉपुलेशन का देखिए पॉपुलेशन का वो जो जनरल जो जेनेटिक्स में आता है वो हम इसमें स्टडी नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि सारा मॉर्टेलिटी हो जाती है सर एक प्लांट कोई सीड जमेगा कोई 2 सीड जमेगा
वो बहुत कम
तो इसमें
कम था
यस सर
धीरे धीरे इम्प्रूव इसका क्रोमोसोम स्टडी किया था आई थिंक बैकक्रॉस 1 के बाद इम्प्रूव हो जाना चाहिए
दिखते हैं सर
एक्सक्यूज मी इसका क्रोमोसोम नंबर स्टडी किया था क्या?
सीड स्टेरिलिटी है काफी।
यस सर है लग रहा मुझे लेकिन देखते हैं कुछ में कुछ मिल जाए तो वहाँ
एरिनेस कम हो गया है ऊपर का सरफेस जो है ना डॉर्सल
हाँ लेकिन उसमें कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि उस तरह से मिले कि बैकक्रॉस में मिलता है
बैकक्रॉस 1
रिसेप्टिव मोड में नहीं होगा, फायदा नहीं होगा। अभी लोहा गर्म नहीं है, अभी होने दीजिएगा।
so but the desirable
So
character
I have gone up to बैकक्रॉस 3
yes sir
superior breeders है तो no problem
इसमें से आपको मिल जाएगा बहुत अच्छा।
साइकोलॉजी कोई करता ही नहीं
बैकक्रॉस किया और
साइकोलॉजी तो बहुत जरूरी है लेकिन
आपने इसका क्रोमोसोम स्टडी किया था क्या?
नहीं हम लोगों ने नहीं किया अभी ना
नहीं ये बहुत
जो कह रहे
बढ़िया
हैं ना
मटेरियल है
हाँ
हमको हम जामले किधर गए
हर को करेगा सर
डॉक्टर जामले
he will do on student will do
we tried very much for this most
बैकक्रॉस
फिर उसमें सक्सेस नहीं मिला आगे और यू आर लकी नाउ
श्योर की कैरेक्टर्स जा रहे
आपको
हैं।
बहुत अच्छा मिला
अभी तक तो दिख रहा है मुझे
क्लॉडी एनालाइजर से देखा?
उसमें कुछ नहीं देखा
कुछ नहीं देखा अभी।
वो
मार्कर
लगाएंगे हम अभी आप कर रहे हैं
मार्कर से भी कुछ नहीं देखा?
मार्कर से कुछ नहीं देखा अभी वो
ये कि मॉस्किटोस के साथ सर BC1
स्टेटस के साथ ही है
BC1
थोड़ा सा जो कर रहे हैं स्टूडेंट से
नहीं ये बैकक्रॉस है
हाँ, लेकिन ये करेक्टर जो हमें रियलाइज कर रहे हैं दैट आ रहा है उसमें ट्रेस में सर
आ जाएगा
ये रियल देखिए ये सर डायरेक्ट एफ1 है ना इसमें नहीं आया हाँ एफ1 तो स्टाइल एकदम है इस तरह से कुछ दिखा भी नहीं
ये तो हैप्पी डिप्लॉट के साथ फिर बैकक्रॉस
सर टेट्राफिलस रेजिस्टेंट टू वाईवी बोथ द
उसमें कुछ रेस्टेंट दिखते हैं कुछ सस्टेनेबल दिखते हैं
you have to make the
हाँ
selection
चलिए इधर से जा सकते हैं क्या
तो इंसान
सारे तो जानते हैं
रिकॉर्डिंग में जा दी गई 100 of the
4 वैरायटी एक पेड़ पे आम की।
एक पेड़ पर 4
ನನಗೆ ಲಿಮಗ್ರೇನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ನನಗೆ ಲಿಮಗ್ರೇನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ I said, of course, Mahesh was involved. He said, Mahesh, I know Mahesh Sharma. I said, that's Naveen.
ठीक से लिया है ओला नहीं
This results in enhanced farm income and a primary and secondary source of employment in all related sectors.
Each one of you to the first Global Okra Roundtable. I apologize for the delay in the program. Our chief guest will be joining us shortly and we'll be starting our program very soon. Thank you for your patience. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kapila Shekhawat and I welcome each one of you to the first Global Okra Roundtable at the most splendid and grandiose AP Sinde Symposium Hall of NASC Complex. It is being organized by the Foundation of Advanced Training in Plant Breeding, that is ATPBR, in collaboration with the Division of Vegetable Science, ICAR, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. The chief guest will be arriving at the hall any time, and meanwhile we are starting the program. And at the outset, I request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats and grace the dais, please. We are privileged and blessed to have Professor R.B. Singh sir as the chief guest of today's function. He will be joining us shortly. We are fortunate to be joined here by Dr. A.K. Singh sir, Honorable Deputy Director General Horticulture, ICAR, as the speaker of the Vision Lecture. Sir, please come up on the stage and grace the dais. I also express my heartfelt welcome to yet another Dr. A.K. Singh sir, Honorable Director and Vice Chancellor, IARI, to the inaugural function, and welcome him as the Honorable Chair of the session as well. We also have with us respected Dr. K.K. Narayanan sir, Co-Founder Director, ATPBR, as the Co-Chair of the session. Dr. Surendra Singh Tikku, Independent Director, ATPBR, and Madam Dr. Aparna Tiwari, Organizing Secretary of GORT-1, are also welcome to the function. At the outset, I request Dr. A.K. Singh sir, Honorable Director IARI, to welcome.
Dr. Prashant Belgaon.
Okay. I also request Dr. Prashant Belgamwar sir to please come upon the stage and grace the dais. He is Business Head Asia and Africa from Adventa Seeds, UPL. So I request Dr. Ashok Kumar Singh sir to welcome our Honorable DDG with flowers. Yeah, yes. Thank you. I now request Dr. K.K. Narayanan sir, Co-Founder Director ATPBR to welcome Dr. A.K. Singh sir, Honorable Director IARI. I now request Dr. B.S. Tomar sir, Honorable Joint Director Extension and Head Division of Vegetable Science IARI to welcome Mr. Prashant Belgamwar with flowers and welcome him to the program. Thank you, sir. And I now request Dr. R.K. Yadav, sir, Professor, Division of Vegetable Science, IARI, to welcome Dr. K.K. Narayanan, sir, Co-Founder Director, ATPBR, and Managing Director, Sthayika Seeds, with flowers. Thank you very much. And before we move on, we'll have the ceremonial lamp lighting to take the blessings from Goddess Saraswati. I request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly join the ceremony. We hope and pray that the ignorance of darkness be swept away by the dawn of self-realization.
Yeah. आप तो टॉल हैं।
Thank you all. Please take your seats. And I now request and invite Dr. Ashok Kumar Singh sir, Honorable Director IARI, for the opening remarks, the welcome address, and request him to kindly brief all of us about the genesis of GORT-1. So please.
Very good afternoon to each one of you. At the outset, my apology for the delay in the program, and the reason being that we were expecting Professor R.B. Singh any time here, and I hope maybe another 5-10 minutes he will be here with us. I am thankful to him in particular for accepting our request at the very last moment, because there was a change in the program, as you all know. And he has kindly agreed. He was in hospital, but still he said, I will join. So it's nice of him that he will be joining with us in this program. I would like to extend a warm welcome to each one of you for this roundtable discussion on okra. Almost 6 months back, Dr. Narayanan called me, and he said that they want to have such a discussion on okra, and we want to have it at IARI. So it was a pleasant surprise for me, and I said I accepted immediately, yes, and because there was a reason for that, and that's how we are here today. We wanted to have it in VP Pal Auditorium in the main IARI campus, but this is also extended IARI campus. Because of weather uncertainty, we had to change it at the last moment. Dr. A.K. Singh, the Chief Speaker of today's program, Deputy Director General, horticulture and renowned horticultural scientist, especially associated with developing many mango varieties and providing a national leadership to horticulture development in the country. Thank you for joining us in this program, and it's our pleasure, and we are going to listen from Dr. Singh his vision on how horticulture should move in the country. I'm equally thankful to KK and to Dr. Tiku for giving me this opportunity to host this program here. We also have in audience Professor Narkar, a very senior person whom we have read in our textbook of plant breeding, how the genes for resistance to yellow vein mosaic virus was transferred from Eblomoscus manihot to develop Parvani Kranti variety, and that was when we were doing BSc Agriculture. The variety was released, Parvani Kranti, and that was news. So we, at that point of time, never thought that we will see him one-to-one today, and many other occasions we have had the opportunity to meet him. Thank you, sir, for joining. And it's our pleasure. We have many more friends, our former ADG, Dr. Male, who is also here with us, many distinguished leaders. I see Dr. Hariaram here. So it's going to be a very fruitful discussion. The reason for holding this particular, the conference at IARI campus is that there are two giants of Indian agriculture whom we wanted to remember through this conference. And you can see their photograph right there, Dr. Harbhajan Singh and Dr. Barwale. Now, Dr. Harbhajan Singh, as you all know, that he was an eminent geneticist, and he is often referred to as Indian Vavilov. The contribution that he made in terms of plant exploration, collection, conservation, and utilization of plant genetic resources established Plant Introduction Division at IARI, which later became National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. He was master's guide for Professor M.S. Swaminathan. So you can see what kind of contribution he made in developing human resource in form of Dr. Swaminathan, and Dr. Swaminathan in turn, generation. Professor Narkar is sitting here as a student, and many more, joined that league. Dr. Swaminathan worked with Dr. Harbhajan Singh for his master's degree program at IARI. And he was primarily responsible for, creating this variety Pusa Sauni by crossing a land race 1342, which was resistant to virus, with Pusa Makmali. And Dr. Barwale, I was reading his autobiography, and I came to know that there was, exhibition organized in Delhi by Bharatiya Krishak Samaj. He had come to visit here. That was sometime in early 60s. And he came looking for seeds of Pusa Makmali variety. He used to grow as a farmer only for local, for own consumption. So he found out time from that exhibition to come to Vegetable Science Division and try to explore if he could get the seed of Pusa Makmali. But by that time, the variety Pusa Makmali was abandoned. It was no more in cultivation, and the seed were not available. But he was told that there is a new variety called Pusa Sauni that has come up. And he said, okay, then you give me the seed of that. He was given 50 gram seed, but he insisted that, no, I want more. So he was given 2 kilograms of seed. He took it back to Jalna. He grew it, and there was good production. But fortunately, in market, there was no price available. So it could not be sold, directly as vegetable. So many fruits were allowed to stay longer, and the seeds were harvested. And in the meantime, someone else came, and those details are given there, who wanted to purchase the seed from him. He provided some seed. And from there started the growth of Indian seed industry. The Indian seed industry was born with Pusa Sauni, and its promotion, development by Dr. Harbhajan Singh, and promotion by Sri Barwale ji. And that has created a history for Indian seed industry in, for the global seed industry as a whole, I would say. His contribution in terms of seed development and seed security in the country has been recognized in form of Padma Bhushan, and also he was awarded the World Food Laureate Prize. So that's the recognition comes to Dr. Barwale. And we are indeed pleased to remember these two doyens of Indian agriculture today through this, round table on okra. And thanks to KK and Dr. Tiku for coming out with this brilliant idea for this celebration. Okra is an important crop, and you people know it better than I would know. I read that the global seed industry of okra, the market is going to grow by 2023 to close to 3,000 crores in Indian rupees. And also the nutraceutical value of okra is creating a big market. Almost by 2023, it is predicted that the nutraceuticals based on the plants, fruits, and seeds of okra, this market size will go to about 2,000 crores globally. Now, there is a lot of international work, and welcome Professor R.B. Singh. We are sorry, sir, we just started. We were waiting for you.
I think let's put our hands together.
Yeah. On time, yeah.
Thank you, Anna.
Please.
God bless you.
ठीक है So I was just introducing about the genesis of this conference, a roundtable on okra, the proposal from KK and Dr. Tiku to celebrate two of the doyens of Indian agriculture, Dr. Harbhajan Singh, the Indian Babalaw, and Dr. Barwale, the seedsman, who is often known as Bhagirath of seed industry in this country. And there is a relationship between two which is being celebrated in form of okra, and that relationship is through okra that the variety Pusa Sauni developed by Dr. Harbhajan Singh was taken forward and upscaled for production, and that gave rise to birth of Indian seed industry, and it became a hallmark globally. So that's the reason why we are here, and as I said, that okra is an important crop. The global seed industry is about 3,000 crores, and the nutraceutical value is, global market is anticipated to be about 2,000 crores by 2023. This is one area which is less explored in terms of Indian context, in terms of scientifically investigating, looking at the variable components of nutraceutical values, screening parental lines for that, developing and breeding varieties and hybrids which could be of great value in terms of nutraceuticals. And I think this conference is going to provide a roadmap for all these new dimensions in okra research. Our research at IARI on yellow vein mosaic virus and also leaf curl virus is a very strong program, and through this, I'm sure our breeders will get a platform to interact with the industry more closely. We have been, but this will provide a much wider platform, and we also have the guidance of people like Professor Narkar, who led development of Parbani Kranti, the variety which ruled for a very long time being resistant to virus. So I will not take much time. Once again, I would like to heartily welcome all those who are present in this hall and those who have joined us online. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir, for making the cause clearer to all. I now request Dr. Surendra Singh Tikku, Independent Director, ATPBR, to give the overview of the conference and to please brief us about how we'll move along during these 3 days. Sir, please.
Hello. Yeah. So Dr. R.B. Singh, our chief guest, dignitaries on the dais, our awardees who are here, and delegates, ladies and gentlemen, also the press. It's my privilege to just give a very brief 5-minute overview. Why are we here? I think Dr. A.K. Singh rightly said that in the last 10 years, okra has become the #1 vegetable seed crop by revenue, and it has beaten tomato and hot pepper, which were holding the #1 and #2 place in the industry. From 92 crores in 2011, today okra is valued anywhere between 750 crore to 1,200 crore, depending on whom you talk to in the industry. So that is how it is. And rightly he said, by 2030, I think it's going to be 3,000 crore business, growing very fast. And the fact is that it all started, of course, with Dr. H.B. Singh. I have a personal attachment with the fact that it was Dr. H.B. Singh who gave a letter to Dr. H.K. Jain and said he wants his fellowship transferred from CSIR Jammu, Srinagar to Delhi. So that's how I landed up in genetics division in 70 and with Dr. Balram Sharma. Thanks to Dr. Harbhajan Singh moving me there. And I think nothing more to be said about the fact that this is the first how it started, the public and the private connection. And the seed industry developed with that. And I think that should continue more and more. There should be more collaboration. That is one of the things I feel from this we should be aiming at. I thank you, sir, Dr. A.K. Singh, for accepting to be collaborating with this, and thanks to Dr. Tomar and his team in vegetable crops for giving us all the support so that this conference was possible. And once we got an okay from them that we can have it here, the idea was to go to the sponsors. Without sponsorship, you cannot do this kind of. My first approach last 4 years using ATPBR has been Advanta, where I spent 5 excellent years. So Prashant and Bhupen Dubey, their CEO, have always been very, very kind, and they accepted the platinum support, sponsors for this. And then everybody in the industry, I thank everybody for having supported this so beautifully so that all this conference could be possible. I thank Dr. Helen, who came from Nigeria at her cost to attend. So thank you very much for coming. And we have Dr. Roland. He came from Taiwan World Veg Center. Thank you. They accepted my invitation to be here. We have Dr. Ibrahim from Egypt. Is he there? Yeah, so he also came from there. So they will be presenting to us outside of India the story of, there are 2 other people from Nigeria and US. One is from South Africa. He is going to speak from Montana because he had to go there. So they will also be part of this deliberation. We have 200, no, I think 150 delegates have already registered here, and thank you all for supporting this. And from being a spectator, watching Dr. Datta doing okra breeding in IAHR, where he came up with Arka Anamika, which is like Parbani Kranti. So I am really glad that Dr. Datta, Dr. Nerkar, Dr. Jambale and Dr. Dankar, who have really laid the foundation for this okra becoming this crop. And we have now time to take this forward, take the new sources of resistance and make this happen on a big way. You will be hearing during this conference not only on the breeding side, you will also hear on the agronomic side, on the seed production challenges, which has been one of the biggest challenges in the private sector, because we are doing hand emasculation and pollination in okra, and this challenges unless we have good skilled labor in the field. So this is something that we had to address with the genetic male sterility that came from Dr. Datta's program and is being continued. So that all these things you will hear. You will also hear the possibility of genomics giving this flip to make molecular assisted marker, assisted breeding possible. My senior here, Dr. Harihar Ram, thank you for accepting to address a very, very important panel discussion where the aim is how do we forge new public-private sector collaborations. With that, I thank you all for coming here and let us make it a big success. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that briefing, sir. And I now invite Dr. K.K. Narayanan, sir, co-founder and director of ATPBR, for his kind remarks. Sir.
Good afternoon, friends. It is indeed such an honor and such an exciting time to be present in this significant event. I call it a very significant event because in my memory, I cannot recall another conference or roundtable meeting like this which is solely dedicated to one crop, Abelmoschus esculentis, or bindi, or okra, or lady's finger, as some people in the English or in Europe call it. I think the genesis of this thinking of having such a roundtable conference, the credit should actually go to my colleague in ATPBR, Dr. Suren Tikku, and I think you will all put your hands together to commend him on bringing this together. And of course, he and his team and people from the vegetable division in IARI have put together a wonderful program. You heard the glimpses of it in Dr. Tikku's talk, from genetics to recombinant DNA technology, genomics, to public-private partnerships, how we can take this crop to the next level. And it's, I think, the significance of hosting it in the vicinity of the Indian Agriculture Research Institute cannot be lost on anyone. I think Dr. Ashok Kumar Singh made it very, very clear. Thank you very much for agreeing to host this conference here. There wouldn't have been a better venue for having the first of this kind conference other than the campus or the nearby precincts of the Pusa Institute. Thank you very much for it. I think it has been extremely helpful, very proactive, and I should say that I think he mentioned it in passing. We had originally planned to have it in the BP Pal auditorium. The rains, suddenly the clouds gave way, and we thought it is safer to have it in this venue. And thank you all for accommodating that change along with us and for coming here. Now, India grows and consumes about 3/4 of all the cultivated bindi or okra in this world. So it's also significant that we are taking the lead in organizing the first such dialogue on the various aspects of okra development, okra cultivation, and okra industry. And I think it is well in sync with the thought of the nation, the Atmanirbhar Bharat. In some other crops, there are several other crops which have groups of their own, meetings of their own. You have the RISE biotechnology, RISE network, again anchored by the Rockefeller Foundation in the 90s and on to the first decade of the 2000s of this century. I have been personally a beneficiary of that program because my career has been shaped by some of the work I did under that program. And like that, there are groups for wheat, there are groups for some vegetable groups, for example, the solanaceous groups. And now I think Okra is coming out of the shadows and having a place of its own. And in that and many other ways, I think this meeting is a very, very significant one. I am so glad that we are having this opportunity to felicitate some of the doyens, some of the pioneers of Okra breeding. They are all sitting in front of me. I feel so humbled. The kind of work that you did have laid the path for some of the development that you have seen in the last 3 or 4 decades. I recall Dr. Nerkar, I cannot forget him. I met him just a while ago in the room here. My first introduction to the plant breeding fraternity was at the Indian Society of Plant Breeding and Genetic Conference, which he organized at Parbhani. And he was so gracious enough, at that time I was still a PhD student, to allow me to actually give a keynote address on behalf of my professor at that time, Professor Srirangaswamy. He couldn't come for some time. So it's wonderful to meet all of you. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Let's have an interactive meeting. I know we are under the tyranny of the clock and so many things have to follow my talk. I will reserve my comments to the rest of the meeting and interventions in between. So till then, have a good meeting, have a good time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And I now request Mr. Prashant Balgimwar, sir, who is business head for both Asia and Africa from Adventa Seeds, for his kind remarks on the occasion. So please.
Good afternoon, all. I would like to really express my happiness to be a part of this conference, because there are certain dreams which we carry. Okay, so my professional dream was to make okra a global crop. So that is what it is happening now. So I'm very happy. And that is why when ATPBR, Dr. Tiku, they approached me to take this conference, and I was very pleased, and I said I will definitely participate and also sponsor on behalf of Advanta. But I had some request to him to make this conference as a 360-degree conference. So it should not talk only about breeding, it should talk about overall development of okra crop, and we try to incorporate those things into sessions which are going to happen. And you will find a lot of things are changing. Last 5 years, okra crop has been on a very, very good journey in India, whereas it became number 1 crop in the vegetable seed industry in terms of value and volume both. And that attracted many, many multinational companies to really have a strong focus on okra breeding, okay, and development. So that gives us a good opportunity. When I look at total industry today, India is leading in okra research. I can tell you that. It's a leading okra research country. And so much of talent, so much of germplasm, so much of things are available which can differentiate us from others, and we can really represent that. And what I like most about okra crop is it is easy to grow for farmers, and it is affordable to consumers. If I look at the index of okra prices versus other vegetables, and so much of nutritional benefit it gives to the consumer. So we will be looking at that and spreading that across the globe, and give an opportunity to this industry to really become a very good crop to world, and take it forward for common people, consumers, a lot of benefits when they consume it. So thank you very much. I wish all the best to this conference. I expect that a lot of sessions, churning will happen, a lot of outcome will come, and definitely we all together will take it forward and to make our country as a global resource country for Okra. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for those kind remarks, sir. And on this very auspicious occasion, we would wish to felicitate our eminent okra breeders for their significant contributions and whose tireless efforts have made this day happen. At the outset, I request Dr. O.P. Datta, sir, if you could please come up on the stage to receive the felicitation. And I very humbly request Professor R.B. Singh, sir, to do the honors, please. And I request Dr. B.S. Tomar, sir, to kindly read out the citations for the benefit of all.
Sir, आइए. Please. I, on behalf of ATPBR and Horticulture Fraternity, I read out the citation for Dr. O.P. Datta. Dr. O.P. Datta, born on 2nd January 1941 in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Dr. Datta is an achiever of highest academic standing for his doctorate degree in horticulture at University of Agriculture Sciences, Bangalore, 1981. And he is the recipient of the University Gold Medal for General Merit. As an accomplished vegetable breeder and manager for more than 3 decades at ICAR, Indian Institute of Horticultural Research, Bangalore, Dr. Datta has developed 22 varieties of tropical vegetables. These multiple disease-resistant varieties widely adopted and recognized in India, while his okra variety are also popular in Africa and other parts of Asia. During the early 1970s, Pusa Sauni, the most popular okra variety in India, became susceptible to bigoma virus, and the country had pressing need to replace it immediately. Dr. Datta achieved a breakthrough by developing through interspecific hybridization YVMV resistant okra varieties, namely Arka Anamika, Arka Abhay, which were nationally released. The robust Indian seed industry helped the wide adaptability of Okra Anamika not only in India but also in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, France, Italy, Jordan, Nepal, Oman, and many more countries. Dr. Datta is also a pioneer in gamma ray-induced genetic male sterility in okra for cost-effective hybrid seed production. The male sterility line GMS1, GMS4 developed by him have been licensed to 25 seed companies in India. As a Director R&D at Namdhari Seeds Private Limited, Bangalore, Dr. Datta guided the development of several very successful commercial hybrids in watermelon, melons, tomato, hot pepper, and okra. He has also rendered services in regional and international vegetable projects in China, DPR, Korea, Thailand, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. In recognition of his service, he was conferred Fellowship of National Academy of Agriculture Sciences in 1997, Indian Society of Vegetable Sciences in 1998, PNSFA/ICAR IHR Gold Medal Award in 2000, PNASF International Gold Medal Award in 2002, and Plaque of Honor Award in the International Conference of Horticulture in ICH 2009. At ATPBR are proud to confirm his recognition award on Dr. O.P. Datta during the first Global Okra Roundtable 2022 at New Delhi, India, for his contribution to okra breeding research and development. ATPBR and the Horticultural Fraternity wish him great success in all his future endeavor.
Thank you very much. And I now request and invite Dr. Y.S. Nerkar to please come upon the stage to receive the honors.
On behalf of ATPBR, I present the citation of Dr. Y.S. Nerkar. Dr. Nerkar, born on 15 June 1944 at Nair, district Dhule, Maharashtra, obtained his master's and PhD degree in genetics from IARI, New Delhi. He got his professional training in Wells Plant Breeding Station, Epsom, UK on physiological genetics in 1977-78 and in protoplast culture and genetic engineering from University of Nottingham, UK in 1988. He started his accomplished professional career in Mahatma Phule Krishi Agricultural University, Rahuri, Maharashtra in 1971 as an assistant professor and pulse breeder, and later in his career served the university as a vice chancellor for the period of 1996 to 99. In between, he served as professor and head botany, senior cotton breeder, dean College of Agriculture, and director of research in Vasantrao Nayak Marathwada Agricultural University, Parbhani. During the period 1975 to 2001, he served as director of research and development, Vasantdada Sugar Institute, Pune during 2000 to 2006. He is elected as a fellow of National Academy of Agriculture Sciences, New Delhi in 1998 and the Indian Society of Genetics Plant Breeding, New Delhi 1984. During his career of 4 decades in research and teaching, he established 200 research papers, published 200 research papers in national and international journals. He released several improved varieties of okra, rice, cotton, pulses, oilseed and sugarcane that were popular in Maharashtra and national level. YVMV was the most serious disease of okra in India, causing yield loss of 6 to 93% and reducing fruit quality. Dr. Nerkar guided Andy Jamble on his project interspecific hybridization in apple moistures for resistance to YVMV to his PhD degree in Marathwada Agricultural University, Parbhani. Both continued this work that helped successful transfer of YVMV resistance from apple moistures mini hot into the cultivated okra, overcoming barrier of cross incompatibility, sterility and transmission of linkage undesirable genes. Since the release of the resilient varieties Parbhani Kranti in 1985, 12 to 15 quintal breeder seed of the variety has been supplied annually. The variety has occupied 40 to 60% of the okra area in India and brought several crores of rupees profit to the Indian farmer. Parbhani Kranti has since been used as a donor of YVMV resistance by breeder from public and private institutions. A true revolution in the crop indeed. Dr. Nerkar has received several distinguished awards. Bhushan Award by Government of Maharashtra 1985, Vasant Rao Naik Smriti Pratisthan Award 1986, Indian Society Genetics Plant Breeding Best Plant Breeder Research Paper Award 1984, FIE Foundation Maharashtra National Award for Agriculture 1999, Sugar Technology Association India, New Delhi, Best Research Paper Award 2004 and Novel Dare Gold Medal 2011. ATPBR are proud to confirm this recognition award to Dr. Y.S. Nerkar during the first Global Okra Roundtable 2022 at New Delhi, India for his outstanding contribution to okra breeding research and development.
thoughts.
Thank you very much. And I now request and invite Dr. B.S. Dhankar, sir, to please receive the honors. Dr. B.S.
Dr.
Dhankar.
B.S. Dhankar was born on 20 July 1947 and obtained his PhD degree in vegetable crops from Haryana Agriculture University, ICAR. He was recipient of merit scholarship while pursuing graduate and postgraduate degree programs. Dr. Dhankar has served as professor in Department of Vegetable Crops, Associate Dean College of Agriculture, CSHAU ICAR, and Assistant Director General Vegetable Crops, ICAR, New Delhi. He has made significant contribution in improvement of okra by developing 4 varieties having resistance to YVMV and release at the national level. Among them, Varsha Upahar is a landmark variety which even 25 years after its release is popular in the country and remains a part of the seed production chain. ICAR Unnat perform better under high temperature in North India. These varieties were followed by ICAR Naveen and F1 hybrids HBBH 142, which were released through All India Coordinated Research Project on Vegetable Active and later notified. All these varieties have been developed by intervarietal hybridization followed by pedigree selection using YVMV resistant cultivar Prabhani Kranti as common donor for resistance. He also developed borer tolerant brinjal HBL12, better storage ICAR Onion 3 and Reddish ICAR Selection 1 and identified source of resistance to leafhopper in okra based on morphological characteristics. His varieties have been used by public and private sector bidders in their okra improvement program projects. Dr. Dhankar published more than 100 research papers and contributed several book chapters. He has edited the first book on okra titled Okra Handbook, Global Production, Processing and Crop Improvement, published by H&B Publishing, New York. He also has been a teacher who guides 10 PhD and 7 MSc students to their degrees. He served in several committees of ICAR, Chairman Research Advisory Committee of Directorate of Onion and Garlic, Rajguru Nagar, Pune, is recipients of British Council Special Fellowship for Research on the Host Plant Resistance in Vegetable Crops in England and Vijay Shri Award. Dr. Dhankar served as Vice President, Horticulture Society of Haryana, Counselor, Indian Society of Vegetable Science and International Society for Noni Science, Editor, Haryana Journal of Horticulture Science, and Fellow of Indian Society of Vegetable Science and International Society for Noni Science. He is a life member of several scientific societies. ATPBR are proud to confirm this recognition award to Dr. B.S. Dhankar during the first Global Okra Roundtable 2022 at New Delhi, India, for his outstanding contribution to okra breeding research and development. ATPBR and the horticulture fraternity wish him great success in all his future endeavor.
Thank you, sir. And I now request and invite Dr. N.D. Zamble. If you could please come up on the stage to receive the honors, please.
Dr. N.D. Zamble was born on 10th of December 1947 in Khalangle, Kolhapur district, Maharashtra. He is specialized in genetics and plant breeding and plant biotechnology from MPAV Rahuri, VNMAU Parbhani and University of London. He served in these agriculture university both in research and teaching for a period more than 3 decades and then for 4 to 5 years worked as a director research DBS KKV Dapoli, and Assistant Director General Seeds at ICAR for 3.5 years. During his long and illustrious career, guided 15 MSc agricultural students and 11 PhD students genetics and plant breeding. He has the credit of developing 6 improved rice varieties, 4 rice hybrids, beside 1 clone eucalyptus, 1 variety each in okra, karonda, jamun and nutmeg. YVMV has the most serious disease of okra in India, causing yield loss 6 to 93% and reducing fruit quality. Dr. Andy Jamble worked the project interspecific hybridization, enable moistures for resistance to YVMV to earn his PhD degree at MPKV Parbhani. He then carried on his work along with his guide Dr. Y.S. Nerkar and successfully transferred YVMV resistance from able moistures manihot into the cultivated okra, overcoming barrier of sterility, cross-compatibility and transmission of linked undesirable genes. Since release of YVMV resistant varieties Parbhani Kranti in 1985, 12 to 15 quintal breeder seed of variety has been supplied every year to different seed producing organizations. The variety has occupied 40 to 60% of okra area in India through several crores of profit to the Indian farmers. Parbhani Kranti has been used as a donor of YVMV resistance for the breeder from the public and private institution freely, and most of the commercially cultivated varieties carrying its resistance gene. A true revolution in crop indeed. He contributed immensely to ICAR and Government of India by serving as chairman and member in research management committees, notification release of varieties in agricultural crops, member task force in horticultural crops for PPV and FRA. He served as vice president of Indian Society of Genetics and Plant Breeding. He served as a leader of delegation to SARC on behalf of Ministry of External Affairs. He also served as a member of Indian delegation in Second World Science Conference 2009 held at FAO, Rome. ATPBR are proud to confirm this recognition award to Dr. Andy Jamble during the first Global Okra Roundtable 2022 at New Delhi, India, for his outstanding contribution to okra breeding research and development in the country.
Thank you very much, and I request you all to kindly take your seats. All the awardees may come forward for a photograph. Thank you very much. I request you all to kindly take your seats, and as we move on, I request the honorable awardees to kindly share their thoughts on the day, and I first invite Dr. O.P. Datta. Dr. O.P. Datta, sir, please.
Honorable dignitaries on the dais, and my iconic scientists from different countries who are working on okra, I express my gratitude and the honor which is being conferred on me by the ATPBR. And also, I owe my gratitude specifically to my institute, ICAR, IAHR, where the technology was developed, and to the seed industry, which was mainly responsible for the flow of technology. And these varieties has gone to several countries in Asia, Africa, and the European countries. I wish all the best to this first global okra conference, and thank you for all this.
Thank you. I now invite Dr. Y.S. Nerkar sir for sharing his thoughts on the day.
Professor R.V. Singh, Professor A.K. Singh, Dr. A.K. Singh, the DDG, all the stalwarts on the dais, fellow awardees, and the galaxy of scientists and workers coming from different countries, institutions, and the industry. It's really a pleasure and honor to be with you this afternoon. I'm really grateful to ATPBR, IARI, my parental institute where I was a student, and the seed industry. 40 years after the variety was released, Parvani Kranti, we are being felicitated. It's really a great honor. I feel personally that it's like any discovery made by some chemist or physicist or the scientist, and then after 30, 40, 50 years they get Nobel Prize. I feel that this is a Nobel Prize for me, from the seed industry in this country. Seed to a breeder is like a kid to a mother. When a proud mother comes outside in the society with a kid in her hands, she's really very proud. And when she is moving in the society, particularly ladies, instead of praising that kid, you'll say, oh, your kid has a small nose. Oh, your kid has a small left eye. Your kid has no hair on the head. This is a typical comment by ladies when a proud mother goes out first time with the kid. Well, same thing happened with us when we bred varieties of crop plants. And it is nothing short of that feeling, a proud mother and a proud breeder. When somebody says, instead of praising the merits of a particular variety, we have experienced, you must also have experienced, Professor Singh, that instead of praising, then somebody will always say that there is some lacuna, something is still to be improved. Well, it's good. In good intention, people comment like that. But as a mother, we were certainly distressed at that time. Well, I'm very frank in my expression. Plant breeding, well, as a student of plant breeding and as a teacher of plant breeding, I have experienced
Well, it's not characteristic only of plant breeding, what I say. It's characteristic of every science. But being a student of plant breeding, I would say that plant breeding is not merely a science. It is also an art. It is also a technology. And above all, it is commitment. It is commitment to the society. Well, this is what we experience, and all of you sitting here must also have this sort of experience. Well, when I relinquished the office of Vice Chancellor in an agriculture university in Maharashtra, through my experience, I felt that something is also to be learned by the students and the younger generation beyond books. And so I thought that time we should have something to teach the younger generation the plant breeding in the field beyond the books. But somehow it couldn't materialize. But now I am glad and I congratulate all the friends, Professor Tikku, Professor Narayan, and others, Madam Aparnaji, and all the directors, that you have now brought my dream into reality. I congratulate you and offer my best wishes for your further progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And in the row, I now invite Dr. B.S. Dhankar, sir, to bless us with his golden words.
Honorable Dr. R.B. Singh ji, other dignitaries present on the dais. Now, okra, I think it's only one vegetable which is under Malvaceae family. Only one vegetable, so it is always isolated. And therefore, in my case, I was given only this crop to do research on it. Because nobody was interested to take up this crop for research purposes, particularly for breeding purposes. Because they used to say that this is the crop which has no variability. All varieties look alike. So there is no scope at all in this crop to bring out something new. Anyway, I took it up. I started my work with all sincerity, dedication, and interest. What happened in the meantime, Dr. Nerkar, Dr. O.P. Datta, Dr. Jamale, their work yielded in yellow vein mosaic virus resistant varieties by transferring the alien genes from the wild species to the cultivated one. And that coordinated trial was given to me because somebody else was handling the coordinated projects, but it was given to me. And the head of the department said, well, you do this because I know you will do it sincerely. At flowering up, I waited up to flowering stage. All the varieties which were developed by all these stalwarts were free from the virus. On the same day, I took up my forceps, needles, and cotton, and tags, and bags, and went to the field in the evening, started emasculation myself, continued for about a month. In the evening for emasculation, in the morning for pollination, with my own hands, not given to anybody else. And then F1 was planted, that most of the progenies were free from the disease, so it shows the dominance. Then further segregation and all that. So I was feeling highly encouraged. Well, this is something will give me something good, and that really happened. I used to go to the field in the morning and sit on one corner. Used to watch my plants carefully, each and every plant, and I used to feel that all the plants are happy. So I also became happy in the meantime, and I got such an interest that I devoted most of my research work on this crop. Now, I am actually highly thankful to Dr. Tikku, who has brought out this crop at this level, because at least he is the one who has taken a lead, organizing this, you can say, the symposium or workshop only on single crop commodity. And this is what we see today. So I am highly thankful and grateful to Dr. Tiku and his team that they have encouraged the workers of okra crop. And actually, we are also happy because we have also given something for the betterment of the farmers. So this is a great day for me, and I am highly grateful to all the organizers, all dignitaries for recognizing the work which I have done, and that gives me a great satisfaction. So with this, I wind up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And we now look forward to listen to the experiences of Dr. N.D. Zamble, sir. Sir, please.
Professor R.B. Singh, sir, dignitaries on the dais, fellow delegates, it is a great honor for me at the outset. The work which we carried out, something said 1975 to 85, is being recognized by this very honest group, and recognizing that this particular work which we carried has contributed a lot for the development and the spread of okra in the country and elsewhere. I was fortunate to work on this at Parbhani, the place where though nobody wanted to work there or go there, but it gave me a good chance that I had Professor Nerkar as my guide and mentor there, so we could do it for continuously for 10 years of time. The works which we most of the times started in the public institutions are left out or broken in between, not continued because of many things like transfers here and there. But here I had an opportunity to have a very good umbrella, and that led me to work and come to this conclusion and develop this variety. Indeed, I got PhD, no doubt. It was a matter of great pleasure for me, but in the sense, the variety, the transfer of resistance from wild to cultivated was our aim. And I used to say sometimes that I'm not bothered for PhD. I want to have the lines which are resistant to yellow vein mosaic, and that could be done. In fact, this august body could recognize this work and give this felicitation for me. I am very much grateful to you, sir, and thank you for the youngsters and all breeders to continue it for a longer time so that the success is achieved. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for encouraging us and giving your golden remarks for the day. We'll now have the vision lecture, and for that I hand over the stage to Dr. Ashok Kumar Singh, sir, Honorable Chair of the session, to carry out the further proceedings. So please.
Thank you, Kapila. And it's my proud privilege to invite Dr. Anand Kumar Singh, Deputy Director General Horticulture, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, for presenting the vision lecture. Not working. Yeah. I have had a very long association with Dr. Singh, and we studied together in bachelor in Benares University, and we have worked together. He is a brilliant scholar, and his contribution as head division of horticulture, and particularly in mango improvement, is enormous. He has been associated with a number of varieties, particularly those which are export oriented with red peel color and long shelf life and low sweetness. Dr. Singh did his bachelor from Benares University, master's and PhD from IARI. He worked with Professor R.M. Pandey, and he did pioneering work those days on tissue culture in papaya, particularly for developing a protocol for having large-scale multiplication of female plants in papaya, which used to be a challenge, and also later on grapes tissue culture. Postdoctoral experience in Japan and in US. And then as head division of horticulture, and later he led the National Horticultural Board, NOBOARD, and for past more than 5 years he is providing national leadership to horticulture development in the country as Deputy Director General Horticulture. So it's a pleasure to invite you, Dr. Singh, for this vision lecture. Dr. Singh.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Good evening, all of you. Today, when the ATPBR is organizing the global meet here, global roundtable on one vegetable crop, which belongs to the Malvaceae family, the lady's finger. Several opinion leaders, those who have worked for decades, many of them have retired also, those who are here. And to grace this occasion, we have with us most revered Dr. R.B. Singh Ji, Padma Bhushan Dr. R.B. Singh Ji, as a chief guest. We are thankful, sir, that you have taken time out to grace this occasion for such a important crop, which was not so important yesterday or day before yesterday. This is assuming significant place value, in fact, in the vegetable family for India and also for other countries as well. I'd like to be thankful to Dr. A.K. Singh, Director IARI. He explained we have been friends and students together in different disciplines, that he has been kind enough to be the very good host. I know he's a wonderful host. It was supposed to happen in the BP Pal auditorium there, but nevertheless, very close to that here, we are having it. We have with us Dr. Tikku, the person behind this whole concept, Dr. K.K. Narayanan, co-founder, director of ATPBR, and Dr. Prashant, Dr. Datta, Dr. Y.S. Nerkar, Dr. B.S. Dhankar Sahab, Dr. N.D. Jamble Sahab, and the organizing secretary, Dr. Aparna Tiwari. Many researchers, those who have been working in the field of vegetables, particularly the lady's finger, those who are here, ladies and gentlemen, I am really delighted to be here, but at the same time also surprised when Dr. Tomar called me that you'll have to come here and speak on a topic which is a vision lecture. Meeting is here on the lady's finger, and I have to speak on the visual lecture. But anyway, for 5-6 days have been so terrific in terms of the engagement in ICAR, so I did not give much time for that. He has given me a structured presentation to me. I'll go through that one, and then while I'm traversing those slides, I'll mention what are the activities, how the horticulture research are being chartered, so that we achieve the mandate of the Government of India, which gels very well with the policy of the Government of India, both in terms of raising the income, keeping the sustainability in the mind, removing the poverty, and containing each and every kind of malnutrition, which is so in sync with the Millennium Goal of 2030. Thank you very much, audience. I'm not a person of this crop, but Today I am overwhelmed by the contributions of Dr. Datta, Dr. Nerkar, Dr. Dhankar, Dr. Jamble, that I knew your names, but I never knew that the contributions are so significant for such a wonderful crop. My compliments to you that you have given so much for this crop, which is so inspiring to the workers, which has created a business model in India, which has attracted the investment in this particular crop. That I'd like to mention here in the middle that in ICAR system, in the subject matter division of horticulture, we work on 135 different crops. They represent fruits, vegetables, ornamentals, plantation crops. Of course, the seed spices as well in that. But the largest number of the segment, largest number of the crops, they belong to the horticulture, the vegetable section. And we boast today that in terms of the tally, the production of the vegetables in India, that stands today at 204 million tons. That is the result of the technology, innovations, combined together with the government policy, both the central government also, as well as the local government or state governments here. That has significantly paved the way where the vegetable industry stands today here. Vegetable industry of India, along with the other sectors of the horticultural crops, that stands at a very high pedestal growth, where the productivity is surpassing the production area growth. So many new crops are coming up from the basket of the fruit crops also, from vegetables also. That is so important also today. Why? When I say that, before that I must mention that in 2013 and 14, one study had come where that was by a very, renowned institutions, that the vegetable requirement for the country by the turn of 2030 is going to be 179.6 million tons. That we achieved in 2018. For the last 8 years, we've never seen that there is a dip in this outcome. Huge contributions have been made. But look into this 204 million tons, how many crops are contributing? Potato, I have this concern actually, because there are many times, many questions are asked, many parliamentarians are asking these questions, how are you going to manage this kind of glut scenarios? 54.5 million tons is potato. Onion has surpassed 29 million tons. Tomato is touching 21 million tons. Cabbage and cauliflower put together very high amount. Brinjal very high amount. Hardly 9 to 10 crops, they are contributing more than 90% of the total tonnage. Is our vegetable diversified? When we work on 135 different crops, more than 70 of them are vegetable crops. Is this diversified? Is this going to provide any equitable to the different agroclimatic conditions? If you plot a design, if you plot on the canvas of the whole vegetable area which all the crops occupy in India, see, is it equitable? No, absolutely, by no standard it's not actually. So at this point of time, the crop until yesterday, which was no man's crop, if I may use the word, what I draw from the speeches of the honorable members, those who have been awarded today, those whose activities have been recognized today, I feel that the significance was not given in the past. So I was really surprised when Dr. Dhankar said that he was given a crop because nobody is working on this crop, you'll have to work on this one. But Dr. Dhankar, I must appreciate you for your tenacity in this crop. And after a prolonged darkness, sun rises. You made your contributions. And this crop might be occupying a very small area, less than 600,000 hectare area in the country. But see the income of those stakeholders. If I go by the facts that the more than 86% of the farmers in India are small or marginal, so where holding size is very small. So by any standard, I think not less than 1 million farmers whose livelihood is dependent on this particular crop. And your technologies through which you connected with the stakeholders, particularly the farmers, where you brought the happiness on the cheeks of the poor farmers, That is praiseworthy. That is so inspiring to those who are working in these areas. The crop is not so important. How you put your efforts. How do you provide the direction? How are you going to make use of the telescope as well as the microscope? What is today's problem? What is tomorrow's problem? I bow these two gentlemen, Bharvajan Singh and Barwale Sahab, that they used both microscope as well as telescope in addressing the problems, local problems of the contemporary problems, and also so futuristic. And they deployed their efforts, available science and tools, science and technologies and tools of that time for the benefit of these crops. And today here we stand that this crop is emerging from nowhere into the basket of investment crops. I've been given few slides, and I will keep on how the ICAR system is also supporting the development of horticulture, particularly the vegetable crops. So can I have the first slide, please? Oh, I can't see anything. I think I have to move. I don't know, I mean, my eyesight is not so strong.
You have a color mic?
Colored mic. No, you don't have. You know, this crop, many, the speakers before me, they have already spoken about the benefits of these crops. So important on the nutritional point of view. One very benefits this crop possesses is the iodine. Sir, in 1962, Government of India had launched a salt iodization program to take care of the water. And that was upgraded in 2005. Again, whose government money was invested in this one. The only part, the entire crop, which is so rich in iodine, should be promoted in our dietary system when we are talking about diversification. This crop is so important. India occupies the largest area in the world, and this will be sole crop, as I said, by Dunker. Not many crops are there, but this crop is, when you look into the season in which this cultivated, this works as an ATM for them, those who cultivate this crop. On a daily basis, you can harvest the product and you can sell the market. And if the supply chain is effective, and if the supply chain is effective, then the investments can be reduced. Okay. So, nevertheless, this occupies a very small area globally, and India also, less than 500,000 area. But the sun is rising, I think this will occupy more areas and this will involve more stakeholders for commercial benefits. This crop is so important for food, industrial value, and economic value, and I've been told by somebody from Ramesh Yadav that the seed industry value today is at 2021 was more than $86 million. And this is growing at an annual cumulative growth rate of 6.78%, which is going to be much more than that in the next 3 years. Estimates says that. That offers a very bright future for these crops, and those who are working in these areas, and those investors who are looking for supply of seeds to other continents, particularly the African countries. Global scenario, which are in agriculture, see how in the world as well as in India, how the average global growth rate of income has started. There is a continuum in the pattern. There is no look back, I think. If it continues, then it is very stimulating actually. It needs attention of the researchers, opinion leaders of the science and technology, those who are directly or indirectly working in this crop particularly, so that the matching effort is deployed. So the potential of this crop can be harvested for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of the investors and other stakeholders. Here this slide should show the top 10 countries in Okra that India stands at a very prominent position. So this is also very telling that if we have already the head start, and this is consumed in many countries, and the demand is rising in these developed countries and African countries and other countries. So I think this needs attention. Hello.
This needs attention actually, so that we can address the needs of this crop tomorrow from the science scientists. We can develop more varieties with the traits which the market needs, the traits which is needed for processing or valuation of a particular crop, so that the trust of the investors in this crop, the trust of the farmers or any other stakeholders does not wobble. Here he is trying to compare the area and the production data of the Indian and the world. We stand at a very common position. I chosen this particular slide. So we need to address this one step. So what are the states where the contributions are very high? In the left hand side, the India. See the West Bengal and Gujarat and Odisha. They are by 50%, 30%, and 9%. If we look into the production area here, Gujarat is 50% is matching, West Bengal is 50%, but here Bihar has replaced Pusa. So what is there? What is lacking in those areas where the area is higher, yield of productivity is less? We have to plot, we have to produce the dots, data point for this one. We have to identify these things, why this is happening in those areas despite having large area and production productivity is not that much. That needs regression here by the science. Here if you look into the approach, this represents this crop is grown successfully in the tropics, in higher tropics and subtropical areas. And I think the food groups also, this crop has been promoted. In the West Bengal, the availability of this crop is year round. Odisha, so is Odisha and Odisha. Otherwise, see, this crop is available almost by a large number of months in a calendar year. This is not just the statistics of which month, how long this crop product is available. This is a market actually. So that matching effort in promotion, either by policy or by research, has to be deployed here. How the problems of these areas, how we can create more states where the area expansion happen. At the same time, how market response happens in the event of increasing the production and productivity. If the export doesn't happen in the matching amount, then how the excess amount is going to be managed. That has to be looked into. Here we have created the hot spot of the production in the leading stage. See, only the eastern part and the western part areas, the western coastal areas, the production concentrates. The massive population which lives in the central India, Atlantic areas, is missing here. So there is opportunity here, because see, as the demand of this crop is rising, seed quantum requirement from the market is rising. This is very critical story actually. In order to capitalize, in order to promote areas in the non-coastal areas, or where the area is less, how to increase the cropping density by these crops, so that this occupies in the mainstream cultivation and a brand can be created in those areas. So it's very happy information, very useful information, provided this is being used in a manner which is befitting to the requirement of this. Okra export, I know it doesn't stand at a very high level, hardly $1.6 or $1.75 million every year. But nevertheless, this is written actually. This is what the Times wants, that we should start exporting those commodities wherever the possibility exists and wherever the competitive advantage is. So this is from crop. This is already going into certain developed countries and other African. I think this we have to look. I think I would like to request all the leaders who are sitting here, please pay attention to this development so that tomorrow or the day after tomorrow we create a brand for this commodity for our India. And we take care of the problem issues that the contaminants, toxins, residues are the basic standards which is needed by the import sites. These are the very milestones, you know it better than me because I was a worker on this crop, how it started at IARI and then The rest of the things are slowly, scrum has reached to this level that round table meeting is happening for at least half an hour. If I will use the word often, I don't want to offend anybody, but the way it has been explained for the last 5-6 decades, the vision, this early on scrum has improved a lot. So that is very, very important and very class. So in the last part, I'd like to mention here what is the strength of the Okra crop for India. We have a massive production base in the tropics and subtropics. The crop is already expanding to the cooling areas. Improved varieties are there. Many of them they have the ability to withstand the onslaught of stress, as well as ATPBR. What are opportunities in processing and valuation? Here we need varieties. Here we need to have whatever genetic resources that we have in the area or in the organizations and public or private institutions. Let us evaluate them trade-wise. Let us examine what are the traits which is needed if you want to force the commodity into the processing and valuation for your own consumption or for exotic destinations. We have to look into that. This area is going to attract so much of investment. We see the rate of investment in these areas and governments push us. And it meets the export quality standards. What are the weaknesses? Let us look into this. Farm mechanization has not happened in it. Either for the input disbursement or for the application of any chemicals in the event of occurrence of any invasive pests or pathogens. Post-harvest losses, how to cut down this post-harvest losses. If you look into the cost of production of any commodities, not only it's very high actually. It's a high, I mean, it's a knowledge-intensive crop, it's capital-intensive crop. It needs running capital. If it faces high degree of perishability, then this distracts the investors. We have to work on this one. By genetic needs also, and also by the government through policy push. They are giving a lot of focus in this, in allocating huge fund. See, the government of India, Ministry of Agriculture has given 100,000 crore for logistics and infrastructure development. In addition to whatever groups to the agriculture do other agencies. So it is big that, but as a scientist, I would request that based on the resources that we have, and we need to life for tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, to take care of the challenges of the infections of the climate change. That is needed today. And let us on this roundtable meeting today, we don't have anybody better than you in this particular crop. We have to pay attention to this one. So that by logistics also the government through policy and by development of new materials, we are going to address this challenge head on. What are the first thing? The virus infection is rising its head in many parts of the country where this was never recorded actually. This is happening today. So we have to look at again for the sources where this kind of genes or gene pools or cluster of genes are available. Today's science and technology is moving in a much faster pace. I don't know what is this, what is the status of the resources for this particular crops. We know, I mean, mapping has been done. We know the genes, we know the pattern of the inheritance pattern for each and every region in this case, so that this could be deployed with a much faster speed in the season, and we have a material which is needed for tomorrow, either for open conditions or for captive conditions. Here, I'd like to request that we have to have a little bit heterodox thinking actually. Just by going on with the foggy ideas or getting into the traditions and cultures, I think this is not going to take us on a level which is sustainable or competitive actually. Therefore, use of these technologies, precision breeding, employment of modern tools and technologies of science has to be deployed irrespective of the fact how much area this crop is going to occupy. Because we never knew, 10 years back we never knew that this crop is going to assume such a significant position in this space. And the next one is the biotic space. Of course, you know, the climate change is something like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. This is number 1. So I would say I would rate this one, Capra, in the biblical stories. So these cases are the heat stress, are the frequency of the rainfall, delta rainfall, so many changes which is happening in the weather conditions. That's it, it's raining in October 10th and it's raining incessantly for the last 3 days. Many crops are damaged, vegetable crops. Today, I mean, I'd like to ask you, just to also, what is the possibility of cultivating medicine in greenhouses? Will it be economical? Because, you know, the disease affected by any of the best viruses. Will it be possible to cultivate the net houses or a combination of that? So that the application of the chemicals can be reduced. Can we develop a new plant types, new architecture? Do we have the general resources in those things which can be combined in a mode, both by getting the traditional breeding as well as partnering with the molecular marker selection or gene editing or something? Is this a point forward? And what are the future scope for this one? Since we have the improved varieties and hybrids at the hand of farmers, they go with these varieties, they follow your recommendations because they are getting the income. Farming area, farming time is very high. As well as they are doing what is wrong. We have covered innovative specific material. Not only that, there are materials which can withstand development conditions also, certainly also. The suitable varieties for processing also. Whatever is the level of processing in case of any single, this is there. But I think to the next level, for the next level, we need the new format of varieties, new traits in it. How many high yielding varieties we have in us, suitable variety for export purpose also, because the competition is not very high. Not very Occidental countries are involved in the production, processing and trade of these commodities. So we have very fair market, very access to the fair market in export. Resistance to the disease like the these are still challenges, and combined resistance of the YVME and EFC viruses with resistance to electricity, many things. That is needed. We have to huddle both the ICAR institutions and also use the guarantees to the high-tech institutions where we are not working, but they are working. We can combine and develop a program. We can develop a partnership and collaboration, including the global institutions like World Bank. I'm happy that one representative is here. So that is going to be, in my opinion, going to be very, very worthy to have a program on this one, where the partnership is going to deliver new materials for the country. These are our initials. This part is over, but few things I'd like to mention that subject matter division of horticulture is putting focus on this one. I'll start with one story, sir. Dr. R.V. Singh, sir. At the time of independence, every single grape in India, the part grape which is eaten is called, botanically this is berry. Every single berry India consumed that time was based on the supply from Europe. Today, grape occupies 166,000 hectare area. Sometime back in the history, we recorded the highest productivity in the world, 38 tons. Of course, it has gone down because the area is expanding. And of this such a small area, we are exporting grape to the tune of 2,200 crore rupees annually, fresh grapes. Leave the raisins. This was achieved. Breeding program it was never there in the research programs of the institutions or universities, whichever they worked on grapes. The production based on the imported varieties. And very late we started grape breeding program. Now many varieties have been released, and you'd be surprised to know that some of the breeding programs, some of the parents of the grape material is so fantastic, particularly for the juice making varieties, which is subjected for the wine making. The demand has come to us from Europe, from where we used to import. The matching production technologies extension program happened
And today, more than 6,000 farmers are doing grape cultivation based on IoT. Probably the first crop. When we started in 2013, we were the laughing stock. What has happened because of this? Because of this, what has happened is the cost of production has gone down to the tune of 30%. There is a quality improvement. One team from Europe visited the farmer site. They decided, we had prepared and we had shown the farmer's location in the Maharashtra. 86% of the area of the grape is located in Maharashtra. We presented before them that these are the areas, different districts where the grape cultivation happens. So they chose the area, we went there. They were delighted that I can't imagine this kind of grape cultivation happens in India. They went back, orders confirmed. Likewise, we are doing many things in the crops like pomegranate, in case of mangoes, in case of apples. Imagine the high density application we started, not more than 5 years back or something. Farmers were not very willing. And traditionally they used to occupy not more than 200 to 2,000 plants in a hectare area. Today they are following the high density orcharding system. They are accumulating more than 3,300, and the productivity is of the apple in India is 9 tons. And those farmers who have adopted high density and our management options, they are harvesting 33 tons. 33 tons. Similarly, in case of spices, in the COVID inflection period, the pre-COVID export of the spices, which our varieties occupy more than 50% area in India. The export worth was of the spices only, not the seed spices, only spices, was 24,000 crore rupees. In the COVID period itself, in the middle of the COVID, 2018-19, through COVID period, it jumped to 28,000 crores. What I'm trying to say, not that impressive volume and the price, that the trust of the people across the globe in such high value commodities that they are needed for the boosting their resistance or immunity human beings is rising. We have to capitalize this development. We have to pay focus on this so that this addresses the challenges of climate change or market change, which has innate ability to obviate the challenges. I think there are many more stories, many speakers are there, many events are lined up for today's program. I'll stop here and with a congratulatory note that Tikku Sahab has organized this kind of meeting for such a solo crop, this kind of round table. I've been there as a DDG for the last more than 5 years. I don't think any such meetings has happened for one single commodity. I thank you, Dr. Tikku, for your efforts, and I'd like to thank you, Dr. Saab, that you from ATPBR, that you thought of having chosen IARI, which is so important, so inspiring, so leadership in roles, to have this meeting here. And all the opinion leaders whose contributions are there to inspire the youngsters that may be delayed, but result will come and people will acknowledge your efforts. With this, I thank you and I appreciate and congratulate you once again, sir, for your efforts. And we hope your leadership will continue with us so that we can improve our research programs in order to achieve the target of Government of India, which gels very well with the requirement, and we can develop an ecology for the vegetable or horticulture industry so competitive to meet the Millennium Goals, reduce each and every kind of poverty, contain malnutrition, raising income of farmers, and we all do it in a sustainable manner, and we offer our products to society, which is acceptable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Singh, for a wonderful presentation. clearly delineating the strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats, and what should be our future roadmap to take Okra to a newer height through science and technology intervention. That was an excellent presentation. Please give him a big round of applause. And the next on the program, we have felicitation of Dr. Singh with Dr. Tikku. Yes.
Thank you very much, A.K. Singh sir, for those expert remarks and honoring us by chairing the session. I now request Dr. Surendra K. Tikku sir, Director ATPBR, to kindly felicitate Dr. A.K. Singh sir, Honorable Deputy Director General Horticulture, ICAR, with a shawl and a memento. Thank you very much, sir. And now we have got publications to be released on the occasion. I request Professor R.B. Singh sir, Honorable Chief Guest of today's session, to kindly do the honors and request the dignitaries to kindly share the stage. Thank you so much. And it's now time to listen to whom we all have been waiting for. I very humbly request and invite Professor R.B. Singh sir, Honorable Chief Guest of today's session, for his address. Sir, please.
कागज है हमारा मेडिकल. A very good evening to each one of you, dear friends. I am extremely grateful to the organizers for the opportunity given to me. Is it all right? For the opportunity given to me to be present here at a very unique function. For the first time, something being held on a particular crop in the world as a whole. This is amazing, unique opportunity. Honorable Director of the Institute, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Dr. Ashok Kumar Singh. On my right, another Dr. A.K. Singh, but he is Anand Kumar Singh. We have Dr. Tikku, we have Dr. Narayanan, we have Dr. Prasang Belgumar, we have Aparna ji, of course, very distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, press media. Before I proceed further, let me again recognize and bring forth these four jewels who are sitting right in front of us, the jewels of India, who had received the honor today, and by your being here, you have honored us all, as a matter of fact. You have honored the science because you have been doing the best of science to serve the society. And they are none lesser than Dr. O.P. Datta, Dr. Y.S. Nerkar, Dr. B.S. Dhankar, Dr. N.D. Jamhale, each one of you, in your own right, most outstanding colleagues, God bless you. As a matter of fact, after listening to what Anand had to say about the transformation of agriculture, particularly vegetable transformation, horticultural transformation, which today is indeed a driving force for change in the national economy. This is something very important to be noted. And many of the things which our Prime Minister very often repeats, Atmanirbhar Bharat, New India, all those transformed India, all those things being led by a group of crops called horticultural crops. And the future, again, the way he has described, is amazing. And therefore, Anand, congratulations to you for an eye-opening vision lecture. His lecture was vision lecture, which I say is indeed vision, eye-opening, outstanding lecture. As you all know, why it is so very important today that horticultural contribution, taking the fruits and vegetables, has been steadily increasing by 6 to 8% per year in the recent years. And now, horticulture and the livestock sector, these are the two main sectors, subsectors, which are leading the overall national agricultural GDP and, of course, the national GDP indirectly in that sense. Therefore, the contribution of horticulture to your national economy is increasing steadily. And if agriculture has to really contribute to the overall economy by 4% and above per year to the GDP, horticulture must continue to grow by 6 to 8%, and the livestock production likewise must continue to grow with the same speed. It's about 25% of the total contribution by horticulture, livestock already more than 30% or so. All these two combinations will lead the nation to be among the, now we are among the 4, 5, 5th best economy, the largest economy of the world, second largest agrarian economy of the world. If we continue with the speed that we are contemplating through horticultural crops, which probably will make it green as well as make you accomplish what you have been contemplating to be first or second in the overall economy, touching or getting over China even. Because very soon you will be taking over China in 3 to 4 years in terms of population, and while you will grow by the rate of the growth will take you by 2050, 1.7, 1.8 billion people, the Chinese population will reduce and stabilize at around 1.3 billion. So Chinese will be about 400 to 500 million people less than India. And if India at that level has to perform, you know then, to feed that many, by 2050, that many people, you will need more and nutritive food. And horticulture is the best bet for doing this thing. Therefore, I am doubly delighted that I have this opportunity to be here with you. Let me also congratulate the organizers of this very particular, very unique conference, the Okra, Global Okra Round Table. I think for the first time on a given crop, which was for a very long time an orphan crop, now being a global crop, and giving this prestige is certainly very meaningful and eye-opening. I congratulate your vision for really having thought of that way. In that sense, okra is synonymous to India. What happens to India in okra represents what happens to the world in okra. And therefore, my dear Indian colleagues and friends, people like these 4 outstanding jewels, you understand your responsibility, that if you have to continue leading this, you have to continue to be the leader in okra all times to come. not by simply the area that has been shown to be there, the productivity enhancements, and reduce the area, enhance the productivity, reduce the kind of cost of production, increase the income. All those aspects, if you bring it together, you will be still doing much better than what we have done in the past. I am so pleased that the other inputs, which will depend on the best of the seeds that you are able to produce. Seeds, I mean any planting material which generates the new generation of crop. That is seed, whether it is seed or any planting material. So if that is guided by the future of any system production, any crop-based system production is guided by seed, then we must remember the outstanding work which was done by our outstanding Professor Dr. Harbhajan Singh Ji at IARI. I remember his devotion. I had an opportunity to sit with him, also visit with him the fields, and an outstanding person with the commitment in the botany department which is unparalleled. That kind of commitment is required. And I am so equally delighted that these two figures that you see here, Harbhajan Singh Ji and Senior Barwale Sahab, both of them in their own rights are equally outstanding. Seed produced, unless it reaches the one who uses the seed for producing the crop, has no meaning. And Barwale Sahab was one who took to Pusa Savani. Thanks Pusa, thanks Savani, and Pusa Savani made that change and revolution. That attracted Barwale Sahab, that here is a commodity or crop which can make a difference, and that is how it happened. And both combined together, Dr. Harbhajan Singh Ji and Barwale Sahab brought a commodity, a crop, to the global or to the Indian, of course, height, and which became very, very important in time to come. An excellent example how an institute, public sector institute, can join hands with a private sector system and can make a difference that was never before. And this is, I would like you to take note of this, that without this we cannot go very far. It must happen. It has to happen. And to do that, today we are rather very fortunate that genetic improvement to bring the kind of seed that you are contemplating is now open to many alternatives. Not only the simple breeding programs that we are accustomed to know, the pedigree or pure line systems or mass selections or by-crossings and so on. Today you have a large number of a whole paradigm which has shifted for genetic improvement, primarily which could be seen that we are able to do the pre-breeding, the gene mining, allele mining, the system approach, the gene editing, you just name it. You just name all those new technologies of genetics are available today that you can apply to improve the genetic gain. Ultimately, what is plant breeding? Genetic gain. And the quickest genetic gain that you are able to obtain, whether it is for a biotic or abiotic stress, point was made with the fast changing world. Climate change is the foremost problem today. And in that system, if you have to go in for the quickest gains to obtain, will be absolutely primarily through the development of pre-breeding material, following the pyramiding of the genes through molecular aided selections, and you bring into all that which is required. For example, in bhendi, non-seasonality. Today you can get bhendi throughout the year, in any amount. So non-seasonality has broken the so-called the paradigm that is confined to. No, you can crave for having bhendi throughout the year, and that is any time, in any amount, you are welcome to obtain it. Nutrition. Today is a very important thing. And the nutritional abilities, not only iodine and many other contents of the bhendi, are unique. And this nutritional ability, which is accessible to the poor, It is much of this in the backyards of smallholder farmers, and you can find that the smallholder farmer constitutes the bulk of the undernourished people. And bhendi is a crop which can be in your backyards anywhere, few plants here, there, everywhere. You can really grow it, whether it is intercropping or it is a pure crop. You can see the cropping intensity and the developments which you can bring through bhendi, which you can ordinarily not bring through many other crops. And therefore, I feel very strongly that must go in for this approach. And mind you, today, India is suffering from what? Today, India has 250 million of the undernourished people of the world, which number about 820 millions today. Today, India has 1/4 to 1/3 of the world's stunted children. Stunted children, which probably is getting epigenetically fixed in them. A dwarf will breed a dwarf. I mean, this is what, if this is happening, you have to break this. This epigenetic fixation of dwarfism you have to break. Likewise, 50% of the world's wasted children are our own children. How can you think of a child being wasted? Now this is happening. Mind you, 50% of the wasted children of the world are our own children. Can bhendi make a difference? Yes. Where are those wasted children? Those wasted children are with the smallholder farmers in the maximum numbers in the agrarian system. And if you are able to raise income as well as productivity as well as nutrition and modify the nutritional contents in bhendi the way you want and make it a crop available throughout the year as your nutrition aided program for removing the undernutrition will be a great, great achievement. So those friends who are working on not only the biotic and abiotic or the viral resistant Pusa Sauni and the new Kranti related varieties and so on and so forth, you have to bring Kranti in nutritional combinations also. And make it sure that you are able to convey this knowledge to the people at the grassroots level, that bhendi will make the difference between your wasted and stunted children. Do you know that stunted and wasted children cost to the national economy by about 6 to 7% of the national GDP annually is lost because our children are wasted and stunted. If $1 you spend on removing undernutrition, you gain by $10 to $40 by doing that. So what more can be done? I am giving these facts to you to reinforce your commitment to some of these crops and commodities, particularly the vegetable crops, which are tremendously oriented to green the economy, to green your nutrition, and to green the whole system. Friends, I can go on, but then I would like to just mention only a few of this was asked to be rather, I do not know how I ended up here. I was in the hospital getting myself checked, preparing for myself for something, and then the phone came if I could come. I said, sure. For IARI and for my people like this, nothing is more important for me. And I tell you, I have only taken my breakfast in the morning. This is why you must have seen me taking my biscuits more often than anything else. And so, with all that morning breakfast, I am here with you right from the hospital. I came to just say hello to you and meet my best of the friends. Multidisciplinary approach and collaboration is the way that we have to go forward by. There is need for agronomy, the genetic gains to be obtained, gene editing I mentioned, post-harvest management, the pricing and marketing. Post-harvest management is so very important. And to do that, mind you, there is something called IARI, the social responsibility of science with the corporate social responsibility. If you are a scientist seeking knowledge, knowledge it is unless relevant, it is going to serve someone in the best possible way who is today under some stress. I think that is called relevant science, science for society. Science for society. And this is where you have to aim at, science for society. And as a society, you reach the unreached, the one who needed the most through science. And this is why science, technology, innovation, all these three today are the number one priority, should be the number one priority of any academy or any meeting or any system like this, to find the way to reach the unreached. And the hungry is unreached today, and you know how many of those who are hungry. So you have to take this pledge today and make it sure that your investment in research and technology and extension would be able to keep you powerful, and it will be able to give you the right power of communication for raising awareness of those who are unaware of these possibilities. You have to be always pro-poor, pro-smallholder, pro-nutrition, income generating, probing into the intensity of cropping and cropping duration and so on and so forth. You have to induce a system of conservation of genetic resources, developing pre-breeding materials, using the wild species in a large extent, which has been done in Okra in a big way. And for that purpose, of course, it will continue. I cannot forget Barwale, Sahab, Senior Barwale. He has contributed to National Academy of Agricultural Sciences a very good sum of money, and we try to do the research through that process and many of you are fellow of the National Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Likewise, he has contributed similar funds. Raju Barwale, his son, he is a member of the TAS board and so on and so forth. You know, the Trust for Agriculture Science Society, as you all probably know, TAS is very important, likewise NASC, and his contributions are there, and it is happening that way all the time. And so continue with this zeal and enthusiasm. Anand was able to show the difference between the different states in terms of, so one Coca-Cola approach is not going to work. Coca-Cola is the same in America as well as in India or in Nigeria or anywhere in the world. It is Coca-Cola. But we cannot have Coca-Cola approach. We have to, if you look at the East Coast, West Coast, Himalayas, Central, Madhya Pradesh, and so on and so forth, they're all very different. And likewise, you see the differences, interstate variations in the productivity, yield and the gains that you are able to obtain. Therefore, those who are associated with different systems must be able to undertake the so-called differentiated approach. And if we can continue doing this, then an orphan crop can become a glorious crop and a global crop, as it has been demonstrated. Therefore, all those points which Anand was able to mention at the end, post-harvest management, processing, pricing, marketing, and appropriate way of knowledge distribution, demonstration, and working through FPOs and societies, cooperative societies. So the group strength can make you really reach the unreached. With these words, thank you very much for the opportunity. Wish you all the best. Wish you the best of the global Okra leadership, and please continue doing your outstanding work. My best wishes to each one of you for your good work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for those encouraging words. We always look upon you for your valuable guidance. Sir, it's only you who always remind us of challenges along with the opportunities which rest with us. Thank you so much for sparing your very valuable time and being with us for this cause. Thank you very much. And I now request Dr. K.K. Narayanan, sir, to kindly felicitate our chief guest, Honorable Professor R.B. Singh, sir, with the shawl. Thank you so much. And before we close, I urge Madam Aparna Tiwari, Organizing Secretary from ATPBR, to propose words of thanks for the successful conclusion of the program. Ma'am, please.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. R.B. Singh Sir, former Chairman, ASRB, distinguished leader, Excellencies, delegates, and dear participants. It's my privilege to give vote of thanks for the very first GORT meeting, Global Okra Roundtable Meeting 2022. Almost a year ago, our independent director, Suren Tikku sir, has proposed the idea for conducting GORT meeting with a very strong feeling that the discussion on this crop will really the need of the hour. And today we are witnessing a very good start of this event. At this conference, we have a very diverse range of audience that includes policymaker, executives, thinker, activists, Okra stalwarts, scientists, farmers, students, and various stakeholders representing Okra value chain. The diversity addresses all the yardsticks of geography, demography, ideology, gender, and interest. This platform brings together representatives and individuals whom you often find together at one place. With this unique combination of people, we are going to focus on key challenges for okra crop improvement, broad engagement with various stakeholders, advancing the technology for the betterment of germplasm and product, and synchronizing among ourselves for working together and approaching toward more food security globally. Dignitaries on the dais have already mentioned that how important okra is as a global crop. During the conference, we will focus not only on the crop improvement aspect, but also how intellectually, mutually, and financially we should be collaborating with each other for bringing the best option for the okra crop value chain development globally. The effort organizing committee has taken to select each and every speaker and invitee of this conference, I can confidently say that you all can meet the expectation what you have set for this conference. Now it's time to recognize the contribution of all those who have made this event possible. At the onset, I would like to thank our chief guest, R.B. Singh sir, for accepting our invitation in the last minute and honoring us with his presence in today's session. Thank you very much. I would like to thank Dr. A.K. Singh sir, DDG Horticulture, for sparing your valuable time and sharing your thoughtful vision for the okra crop. You have set an appropriate tone for the conference. I would like to extend our grateful thanks to our patron, Dr. Ashok Kumar Singh sir, Director and VC of IARI. Without continuous support and encouragement of him and his team, it would have not been possible to organize such an event. My heartfelt thanks to our co-chairman, Dr. B.S. Tomar sir. He is the one who helped from the day one to conceptualize the whole program and bring the whole concept to the end, to the execution. Thank you, sir, for your eagle-eye observation and making the changes when and when required to design the program to its perfection. I would like to thank all the stalwarts who came to a distant location and give us an honor to inspire everybody present in this hall. Thank you, O.P. Datta sir, Dr. Jambale sir, Dr. Y.S. Nerkar sir, and Dr. B.S. Dhankar sir. Thank you very much. I'm thankful to our patron, Dr. K.K. Narayan sir, co-founder and director ATPBR. He has constantly supported the development of ATPBR and bring it to the present status. Thank you, sir, for being a pillar of strength for ATPBR. I would like to thank our conference chair and independent director of ATPBR, Dr. Surendra Tikku sir. His commitment, perseverance, and promptness is truly remarkable. today we are here and going to be specialized, benefited from this specialized discussion, and it's only possible because of his determination. Thank you, sir, for standing strong with your transforming idea and bringing it into a reality. My thanks to all the speakers, delegates, participants who will collectively going to define the dialogue of the conference. A very special thanks to our foreign delegates, Dr. Roland from World Vegetable Center, Taiwan, Dr. Helen from Farming Extension Research, Nigeria, Dr. Ibrahim from Horticulture Research Institute, Egypt, for traveling so long to attend this conference. A very special thanks to all the media house who spared their time to attend this conference. Your presence really means a lot because you are the one who are going to echo our voice and reach to the wider audience. Thank you very much. Thank you, scientists and staff, all the vegetable division of IARI. Without your support, it would have been not possible to make the success to this program. So thank you very much. A very special thanks to Dr. D.P. Singh, sir, ex-ADG Vegetable, Dr. J.L. Kariharu, sir, ex-Director NBPGR, Dr. J.L. Tikku, sir, ex-ADG Pulses. Thank you, sir, for coming and gracing the occasion. So well-begin thing is already half done, so I think we have started a very good beginning today. And I wish that is coming 2 days is going to be a wonderful discussion for all of you. So thank you very much for all the participants to coming here. And I wish you all the best for the next 2 days to have a fruitful discussion. So before closing this session, I would like to request everybody to come on the main gate so then we can have the group picture. And then after we will do the inauguration of the exhibition. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. And with that, the inaugural program is over. Thank you for your gracious presence and attending the program. I invite all of you for a cup of tea, which has been served at the basement. And we have a cultural program at 7 p.m. Kindly join with us and stay tuned. Thank you. Good night.
Sambar is very good. No, that is only for color. But no, that depends, sir. Here in this market, generally they won't prefer, so we are not kept in a bigger size. You will get bigger size. In southern India, when you go, you will get a bigger size of 15 centimeters. When we have that, you will get that. Sambar khana ka shuru kar diya, Good. And these are our new launches, sir, with YBM and DLC programs. Indam Madhuri and Indam Mayur, sir, and recommending for Pan India. You know, sir, we are leaders. Now, you know, we are coming back with a new program.
These are based on manual investigations. Based on manual investigations?
Yes, the manual investigations. Yeah, no GMS.
Not planning for GMS?
Sir?
Is it GMS is bad?
No, sir. As of now,
we are trying that one also.
Yeah, we have plans. Yeah.
We are trying that.
नमस्ते भाई ईस्ट वेस्ट को ज्वाइन कर दिया है ये आपकी And this is also.
इसकी 16 रोज है कितना रोज है 16 इसकी यील्ड कितनी है यील्ड अराउंड 8 टन मेट्रिक टन पर करेक्ट सिंगल क्रॉस है
पर एक
हेक्टर है हमारे कस्टमर
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Genomic services?
Yes.
Whole genome sequencing?
Yes. Whole genome sequencing, GBS. So we have the slides also. They use for the
Speed building, I'm glad you. Vegetables, it must be.
Thank you, sir.
Aha, looks like.
Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
So you're offering all kind of genotyping solution to our scientists, agriculture scientists.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir.